Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV Holic.
My name is Mimi and I'm a TV Holic.
So this is part 2 of episode 9 of season 5 of Singles Inferno. And just before we get started, I just want to say like, share, follow, all that stuff. Share it with all your friends and family, and also give us 5 stars on Spotify and wherever you're listening to this podcast from. 5-star review, and also follow us on all social media too.
Okay, so Mina-sue approaches Soo-bin in the makeup room now. This is all post the lunch, post her conversation with Minji. So she's had some time to think about her game plan, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. And she approaches Soo-bin in the getting ready room, and she's like, "Did you enjoy your meal?" No, he says to her, "Did you enjoy your meal?" Because they just had lunch. And she was like, "No, the food was awful. How am I meant to enjoy it?" Like, she's just always being extra about everything. And then he says, it was just a greeting. I was just being nice, basically. I think he was saying.
He's so like over her.
Because she's so extra about everything. He's like, calm down. Like, it was just a greeting kind of thing. It felt like he was saying.
Yeah, he's so much more mature than her. Like, don't you find?
I felt like just from that first hello, he's probably drained. He's like, oh my God, I can't even say hi to her. It's so annoying. So she's like,
dealing with a crafty person like that, it drains all the life out of you.
Yeah, you can't even say hi without it being like energy sapping. So she's like, I have a lot to say to you and ask you as well. So she's like, first of all, I was getting a bit worried. At that point, I was like, oh no, she's gonna come with the heat.
What did you think she'd say?
I thought she was gonna do the same thing that she did when she went into the boys' room, where she was like, I don't like it when you talk to other people. Just don't do it in front of me and all that kind of stuff. I thought she was
old trick.
Yeah, I thought she was doing that. But she says, like, first of all, are you okay? Like, are you okay emotionally? And he says, yeah, I'm completely fine. He asks her, so she's not getting what she wants from him, so then she has to continue down that path. So then he's like, how are you? She ums and ahs and says, look, I went to paradise for someone else, and so did you. So I'll be honest, it took a lot of guts for me to come here and, like, approach you. He says, yeah, it looks like you've had a change of heart. And then she says, my pride's really hurt. I was really jealous, to be honest. When I was upstairs in the hotel, I was able to see the room we stayed in together below, and I could see you two being all lovey-dovey in the helicopter ride next to me, and I want you to know you're still on my mind. And then...
Desperate. Did you think that was desperate, or like growth, or what did you think of it? Because I thought it was pretty desperate and, like, kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
I mean, a move.
Yeah, I mean, and then that's why I still kept thinking at that point that she's gonna go down the path of, like, because she said you were still on my mind. I was like, oh no, she's gonna reel him back in, but it goes down a little bit of a different path. So then she's like, I know, and I admit I'm being childish about the situation, and I'm sorry for that. I'm older than you. I shouldn't be acting like that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then he was like, the way I've been acting towards you and treating you, I swear I won't do that anymore. I know there are girls you're trying to get to know here, and I can tell that you are getting on well together, and there's still some time left here to make decisions or have more conversations. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I just want to tell you that. So it feels like she's trying to have, like, closure, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like...
it didn't feel like it was closure. I feel like
it didn't feel like complete closure.
I'm taking you now. That's what she was trying to say. I'm going to take you now. I'm all in on you. And the thing. That's what I thought she was doing.
No, I thought she kind of, like, let him go.
No, I didn't think she let him go, because then she was surprised when he said, "Oh, I'm not. I should have told you earlier." Because that's why he said that I should have told you earlier that I'm not into you anymore. Like, I'm only going to sue. Okay, go on.
I think she kind of got it from, like, the helicopter ride and stuff. She's like, it's her pride thing. And she's like, look, I know you like other ones. So she wanted to be the first one to get in and be like, look, I'm done with this. Like, because
maybe
the fact that he comes up to her and says it, like, she can't fathom that. Like, that would be, like, too much for her ego. So then he's like, well, thanks for letting me know. I should have told you this earlier after coming back from Paradise. I spent a lot of time with Hyeon. I went to Paradise with her yesterday, and I'm liking her more and more. My feelings have grown for her. So I'm sorry I haven't been able to pay that much attention to you. And she's like, I like that about you. If you do like someone, it's only right that you focus on them. And she says, looking back on this whole experience, there's always been someone who's looked out for me, Sung-Hun. So this is where she's like redirected her attention.
But why? Why does
That's
she
the
have
only
to?
one, because that's the only one left now that
No,
likes
why
her.
does she have to tell him? Like, he doesn't care. Do your own thing,
Because
you loser.
maybe there is a bit of her that's trying to make him feel a bit jealous still or something. I don't know. Don't really
Or
know.
maybe she starts trying to look like, oh, I'm not a loser. I do have someone who wants me still, or like,
Whatever it is,
trying to save
obviously
face.
Sung-Hun is her last resort now. So, because Seung-il's obviously gone to Minji, he's just said Hyeon-woo was never hers. I mean, she could still go for Hyeon-woo because he's a free agent right now, but
No, but no one wants him.
No, what's that?
You're just
No, I
serial
know.
killer.
But the way he was talking to Go-eun, she was like put off, but I think Mina-sue would like it.
Oh
Because she
yeah,
likes
yeah,
all the
she would,
attention.
yeah.
So who knows? Maybe
But she's
they'd be
not
a good.
attracted to him. The honest
Maybe
truth is she's not
maybe
attracted
their
to him.
natural odor will go well together.
Um,
Um, so yeah. So then she's like, yeah, I like that back. So she's saying, yeah, there's always been someone who looked out for me, Sung-Hun. And the host at this point were like, what? They were taken aback because Jin-young the host did say, like
yeah.
a few episodes ago, like, maybe there's a chance for Sung-Hun. And everyone was like laughing, and even I was laughing, like, that's never gonna happen. But she's only
No, I thought.
picking him now, like she doesn't actually like him. So even if she does pick him, this is nothing that's gonna last on the outside. So
No,
it's
I
just
thought like she's keeping him as backup, and if everything
yeah,
fails, then that's her
but
fail-safe plan.
yeah, and we're at backup now. So
Yeah.
um,
Well,
she
none of
says
us
that
think
I
it's
feel
right.
like
We don't think it's right, by the way. Just
no,
letting
of
everyone in
course
the
not.
audience know she's
That's
gross.
amusing. It's amusing. So then
Yeah.
she's like, I feel like I need to be paying attention to the person who's actually expressing his feelings to me like that and get to know him better instead. So
God.
again, it's all about like whoever picks me, I'm going to go for them kind of
Because she's a
attitude.
pick-me. That's what pick-me's do. Pick me, pick me. That's
so
what she's screaming.
So he apologizes again and says that he didn't about telling her that about his feelings sooner. They both agree to put things behind them, and she says, "I have a lot of affection for you. You're the first person I went to paradise with." And then Subin says, "Look, you're a good person, and I'm really grateful to you." I think you
No,
disagree with
she's
that
not.
statement.
No, she's not a good person.
That's what I was saying. I think you disagree.
She's like she's a troubled person. That's what she is.
Yeah. So the hosts say that they think Minji's words, so their little conversation that they had, may have brought on this change of heart and had an impact on Mina-sue. Jin-young says that he's proud of her. She turned over a new leaf. They had a complete wrong idea about her. Like, Mina-sue actually is one in this moment. She has made everyone do this 180 on her.
No, but
And
she's nasty. She's not
and
a
she
good
has
person.
had a change of heart because of what happened with Minji, because
But
she's
she does
realised,
it.
like, I don't look great and I don't look great to the outside, so I'm going to have to do some damage control. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
but guess
but
what?
not for the right reasons she had
Yeah,
a change of
but
heart.
it's fake because
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
what I
believe
mean.
anything that Mina-sue says because she
Yeah,
says one thing and does another thing all the time, and
that's what I
that's how you
mean.
know someone's a liar when their actions
They
don't match
think,
their words.
the host think that she's had a change of heart because she's had like a, what is the phrase? Come to Jesus moment where she's like, oh yeah, I figured out I have been like this and I have been bad. It's not that. She's had a change of heart because she's realised, oh, I got to play this another way because I'm looking bad.
A fake come to Jesus moment, you mean?
Yeah.
A fabricated one.
Yeah. So Seung-il and Minji finally get to talk before Paradise. The hosts are like, yay, finally they get to untangle this little mess that they've created. So Seung-il asked Minji, what did you talk about with Subin? I think just before, because obviously they were there, they were together before. And she was
Yeah,
like,
I don't even like the way he went about this either. He could have been so much more direct and like
yeah.
he was just so like
So
I don't know
Minji's
what.
like, oh, we just talked about this and that. I'll let you talk first though. You said you figured things out after the trip, so tell me. And he says, yeah, that's right. Yesterday was good, fun. We talked a lot, me and Mina-sue, and I always thought she was an awesome person. I love how he was like, I always thought. And what he wanted else to say is,
No, but
I thought
even
she was great, but she's not great.
no,
But
but
he
he
had to
never
be
said
nice.
anything like that. Even like she's not even what I thought she was or anything like
But
that.
he
And
said, I always thought she was. Again, they can't be like mean.
yeah,
So
but
he's like,
he's a dummy. I thought he would have just come out with it because he's dumb.
I don't know, but he was like, I always thought she was an awesome person, but then he laughed and he was like, I'm not sure. So that means like
Yeah.
she's not great, right? So then she's like, aren't you also not sure about me? And then he says, it's just that when I'm with her, the proper thing to do is focus on her. So I did my best not to think about you, but it's easier said than done. on the helicopter back, I was lost in thought, and she's like, about me? And he says, yeah, I don't know why, because I'm still myself around Mina, but I realize that the happiest and most comfortable side of me only comes out when I'm with you. That's what my thoughts were like on the helicopter ride back.
But that would have been nice if he said that to her as soon as he came back, or straight after one of the games, like after like she'd won the game.
But
He
it's
could
not
say
like you feel
congratulations.
that.
He still hasn't said well done for the game or anything for
No,
winning or nothing. Like,
no. But I think that but also this is not a. You don't think he's lying, right?
no, I don't think he's lying, but
Yeah.
he's admitting the
So
truth. That a lie
he's
of
not
omission is
great.
still a lie. Like
Huh?
he's not giving all the full details or anything. So it's still a lie of
Of what?
omission. Lie of omission of like, oh well, I thought that she was, but I'm not sure now and things like
No,
that. This
that's
is a
such
lie
a
of
thing. That's
omission.
such a silly thing to say. He can't be like, she's a terrible person.
No,
That's
he
never
could
gonna
be
happen.
like, she's not what I really thought she was,
That's what he
and like she's a
said.
totally different person.
He said that I thought she was
I
a
thought she would
great
be like
person,
you,
but
but
I'm
she's
not
not.
sure.
Yeah, but that's
That
still
means that you're not a great
admitting things.
person.
No, that's
That
still
means you're not great.
admitting things.
They have to. It's not. That is crazy. That is reading too much into
In the
detail.
eyes
You
of the
can't be
law,
like,
it
I
is.
thought she was a good person, but she's not. You have to say, I'm unsure, right?
I'm
Like,
just going to stick to it as a lie of omission. Okay.
now I'm certain I've come. He's like, now I'm certain I've come to the conclusion that there's no second choice for me anymore. You're number one. So not to pressure you, but let's go to paradise together again. And
So you're done.
she's like kind of
I thought she was
nodding
going to
and right.
cry. Like she was so
She
emotional in
was
that
holding
moment.
it back again. She
Yeah,
turned around, she got emotional,
she's so
and
strong. I love
he said,
Minji.
he says, I'll never give you mixed signals again. And then in the confessional, Minji says, look, I was happy. It was the answer I was looking for, but all the heartache I suffered flashed through my mind, and I started feeling all these emotions. It was a bit of a struggle in that moment, and that's why she got so emotional. And he asks her, so do you need time to think it over, like think about it? And she says, I'm happiest when I'm with you. I like you, but you can call me to have some,
What?
but you can cause me to have some crazy mood swings sometimes, and I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
really like that. And I don't really like that about myself. So
yeah.
I
You
guess
don't want
she's
to be with someone
expressing
like
that
that.
thing of like, you're not bringing a good side out of me right
Yeah,
now. Like the things you do trigger me, basically, I guess.
yeah.
And then
And
and then
could you be with someone like that? Like he just didn't say anything all
I
that
don't
time.
know. I think it's a lot of feelings, everything for 9 days. I do. Like
Yeah,
if we put it into context of the
yeah.
real world, in the
It's a
beginning, I
melting
think
pot.
every relationship in the beginning, whether you're even on the outside, is a bit tumultuous in the beginning because it's like, are we together? Are we not together? What should we do? Like you have to figure things out a little bit. So here, when you're thrown into like loads of people, like you have to date, you have to date, you have to date, it becomes very extra tricky. So
Yeah, but you've put yourself in that situation, so you should
yeah,
be
but they
able to.
both have. They
Yeah,
have to be open to everything, the bad, the good.
but I think she was really good in the beginning. Like she said, I understand you have to go see what things are with her, and
Yeah.
like you wanted to, and like she was so understanding throughout the whole process. And the way he came back after Paradise, the way he came back after that
Yeah,
was
that was
just
the only
gross to
problem. Yeah,
me.
I mean, I think she would have been happy if if he just came up to her straight
And,
away.
yeah,
Like, I
straight
think it
because
would have
he's a
resolved
straight shooter.
everything. Yeah. So, but what I mean to say is that you can't say that everything else is terrible because he just didn't approach her very quickly after
No, I'm saying from
Paradise.
now on it's terrible. I think from this episode. Because and he's not even saying like congratulations for the win or anything, and it's
Oh,
just
that's such
all of it.
minor. That's such a minor thing. She was gonna win. No one thought that she
Mhm.
wasn't gonna be at the top, like be
And it was
winning.
and that stupid comment he made, like, why do you have to talk? Why did everyone have to talk so much? Remember when they were playing the
Oh, that's
game?
funny. I found that funny.
No, but didn't you see his
So
face was like really pissed off? Why did everyone have
no,
to
I think he
talk
was
so
pissed
much?
off. He was just doing
Such
that
a
irritated
dummy.
face. He's like, get on with the game. Like, that's how I feel with certain things. Like, stop talking, just get on with the stuff.
Yeah, I guess I do that as well.
So he's like, when you told me you were going to talk to Subin first, I was like, that was a weird feeling for me. Like, he didn't feel that. He was like, I thought the way I thought the way that I'm feeling now about how she's going to talk to Subin first is probably the way you must have felt, but even worse when I kept saying about Mina-sue and I taken her to paradise. So he's acknowledging he does
Had some,
understand. He does
yeah.
understand. Like he's thought about it. He just didn't quickly go and talk to her after Paradise.
Yeah,
That is just his biggest crime. Okay.
Yeah, but listen, that was only a slight moment of introspection, okay? And the rest of it was like blah 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 blah, and his brain
But
was just like,
what else is
I'm
there to
skipping.
introspect? What else is there to be introspective of? Like,
Like
he is,
this woman's been anticipating your return, and you know it, and you know
yeah,
that
but
she's giving
again,
you
it's
so
the
much
one,
leeway to go do this, explore this, yeah.
so he
And
should have
she's
gone
been talking
first.
about
That's
it.
my saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
yeah,
but that's the only wrong thing he's done.
yeah, yeah. I'm not arguing with you. I'm arguing with him because I think it's horrible.
Um, so she says, "Look, I'm really glad you did realize, like, that's how I felt." And he says, "At least I realized that I wasn't just like, I guess I'll come back later. Like if it didn't bother me that you went with Subin, you would have been even more pissed off. Like, this guy really doesn't care about me. At least I'm not like one of those guys. You should be happy. I'm not like that." And they start laughing. So the host, Da-hee, the female, she's like, she gets choked up watching. They all give a round of applause because they're like, "Yay! They put a band-aid on it. They're happy."
It was so
Um,
emotional, but because
and
you
then
could see the emotions coming off Minji, and that was like stressful to watch.
Yeah. And then they were like, this episode's giving off like last episode vibes.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's solving their problems, everyone's getting together.
What did
And
you
then
think
they're
about
like, and then the hosts are like, so are the rest of the episodes going to just be like flashback episodes? Or we're going to have like a spin off? Or what's going off? Is there a spin off segment? Going to see them in the real world? You know, like how they, 5 days later after Inferno. So anyway, there's paradise matching now. Go-eun lies down on the bed and says, "Oh, I really need." She's talking to Mina-sue, and she's like, "I really need to go today." And she's like kicking her legs up in the air. And then Mina-sue says, "I really thought I'd be going today." Oh, okay, big
Shut up,
yourself
me
up.
too.
There's always.
I'm so fed up with
Um,
her.
so then, Sung-Hun is in their room, and he's telling all the guys, "Have a good trip." Sung-Min asks, "Are you okay?" Because I think like he knows that he's not going anywhere. And Sung-Hun says that Hessen's gonna pick you again, referring to Subin, and he's like, "It's gonna be you and Seung-il." Like,
But Subin is really like he's playing his cards close to his chest because obviously Minji's told him that I'm going to pick you.
we'll get to it. So hosts think that then it's Joo-young is the only other, because the assumption right now we all think, right, is Hessen's gonna pick Subin, Minji's gonna pick Seung-il,
Yeah,
and Joo-young is gonna pick, who did you think? Joo-young.
yeah. I Jae-jin because they had like all that chemistry together, but I hate him for that.
She just went with Hyun-jae. So
Yeah, she's not
so
into. It's weird how she's not into Hyun-jae at all because they make such a cute a couple, and they've got so many more things in common, and she's going for this other like twig
I
man.
already told you it's because he's like,
Weird because he's weird.
yeah, and it's
And
just
she
not
finds that addicting.
exciting. It's not exciting. She's not getting that like feeling in her. Like, I think you just know, like, if you
She's
have
gonna
one
fizzle
that's like,
out.
oh, a brother feeling, like that I-geon said, like, I think you know when you're just like, oh, this is friendly, like, I really like you in my life, like, but you're a friend. Because you can have friends, like, despite what Subin and Heston think when they have that conversation, you can have guys that are just friends and girls that are just friends. And you do, I think, get that vibe, like.
Yeah, but guess what? Yeah, these Jae-jin and Joo-young have been like together for so long because even at the when they were sitting around the not barbecue, that fire pit thing, they were like so tight then as well. Like they've just been
Yeah,
together
they
like
went
locked
to
in
and they went to
from day
Paradise
one.
like the
Yeah,
second time round.
yeah, from like
So
day two or something, they've been locked in together.
yeah.
So giving Hyun-jae a chance
Mm-mm.
at
Well,
all,
well,
really.
we could say that about everything. Then you can say that about like Seung-il. Like it's good that he explored like new experience. Like that's the point of the dating thing. So we can't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
get on
I
our.
guess, I guess.
If people realize their mistakes, that's the biggest thing.
What?
Like,
So you think that
I'm telling them.
Ji-yeon's making a mistake with Jae-jin? Because I do.
No, 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 no. I'm just saying that.
Would you like them together?
I'm just saying that they're not doing anything. She's not doing anything wrong. I
She's
don't
not
think
doing anything wrong,
she's
but
explored both.
what are your thoughts? Do you think she'd do better with him or the other one?
I don't know because we really don't. We're not the person. I think I would.
Pick
All you can do is put
Hyun-jae.
yourself in their shoes and
Yeah,
be
I
like,
pick
who would you
Hyun-jae
react
because
better to?
they've
I
got more
think,
in common and everything. Like it's just, and they're very cute together, and he's so like attentive to her and everything. Like it's really nice. Like he's
yeah,
caring
I
for his
think
wife.
personally, I would. I like Jae-jin, but I think that wouldn't have anything specifically in common, and that's probably why
Yeah,
she likes him because she does have things in common. But
but what? She's
Hyun-jae,
not a
so
dancer. They're just in the arts, and that's it. They're both in the arts, but she's not a dancer. She knows nothing about dance. He knows nothing. He doesn't make pots. Vases.
flowers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So there, anyway. So they have. So then Go-eun says Minji might they're sitting on the bed and she's like, well, you never know. Minji could do something unexpected, And then
Ooh,
foreboding, huh?
foresight she has.
Mm. So, Sungmin asked Seung-il, is your mind made up now? Like, are you set on Minji? And Seung-il says, like, when we were talking earlier, we settled everything. So I have a pretty good idea that I'm going to be picked. I think he was thinking.
Dummy.
So it's like, everything's sorted out. I'm going to paradise. So that's what Seung-il says. So then Minji picks Soobin, and the hosts have chills, and they're
Oh, yeah. Didn't Jin-young like throw his like cards and everything, or something like that?
yeah, something like that. I can't remember, but they were like,
Or they like
it was
cringed
crazy.
up like that. They were like, wasn't it like
They shout, what? That's what that Hyun-joong does. Okay, so now that this is what they say. The hosts say, now that Mina-sue has come to her senses, Min-ji has gone nuts. Jin-young's theory is that there's a demon that's jumping from one person to another, possessing them.
He's probably been listening to us because I've been saying that.
That is so funny.
Comes to him for ages.
I love it. I love the. I love that. The
demon
idea.
theory.
And in my head, the demon's like a really cute demon. I don't know. And it jumps from
New
one person
demon.
to another.
Yeah,
It's like it's like a little baby demon that like jumps
it
in.
looks like
I don't know why.
Mina-sue. In my
So
head, it
cute.
looks like Mina-sue.
Oh gosh. So Seung-il
Eyes are darting around everywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that must happen. Yeah. So Seung-il is obviously noticeably sad on the bed. He's just like, really sad about what he just heard.
It's one brain cell like
Yeah,
fried.
it wasn't
He's like,
expecting it.
what's happening? Like he's like malfunctioning.
Yeah. So she says, I struggled a lot with Minji says that I struggled a lot with the decision. I kind of resented Seung-il because he truly put me through hell. I wanted to see if I could still set everything aside he put me through and still think of him even when I was happy and enjoying myself in paradise. Would I still miss him? And I realized that having spoken to him, I've been curious about Soobin, even though it's not been a strong curiosity. So I don't know what her first intentions were to speak to Soobin. So I still don't know. I think in that moment when she picked to talk to him after lunch, I don't know what her intentions were doing that, but obviously coming out of that, she was like, "Oh, actually, I like him. I'm quite curious about him." And she said she did find him attractive from the beginning as well. So it seems like in this moment she's kind of this is a test. She's saying, right? She's trying to test her feelings for Seung-il. But there is still that hint of but she does have a hint of curiosity about Soobin though. So there's like a bit of both.
How do you feel about this? Like after the initial shock wore off, like what did you think?
So I was shocked because I thought, remember, initially they were going to talk because she wanted to pick his brain, Soobin's brain about Seung-il. So the fact that she actually does like him, like so late into the game, I had no idea. And we've not really been privy to any of their conversations, but I think they have been talking on the side, a little bit here and there. So I was like, okay, we'll see where this goes. But I do understand the feeling of, and she's quite mature. I do understand that she wants to test her, like if the resentment's going to take over. Because sometimes when you have resentment for someone and that irritation, it's like an ick, and you're just put off completely. So she needs to know that there's something drawing her back, and she's just not like forgiving him quickly for no reason. So
it's pulling me back.
Yes. Telling me I need, what is that? Telling me I need you in my life? Yeah. So flashback to, okay, so this is the point where they flashback to Mina-sue, Minji and Soobin talking and saying that she says she noticed some similarities between them in values. So she was like, I wanted to have a conversation with you because, so she says to Soobin, I heard that you have similar values to me, so I wanted to talk to you. That's why I've called you.
Very true, they do.
Yeah, so first of all, she was like, your looks are just wow. Do you remember that bit? She was like, oh my god, your looks are just wow.
Like straightforward, like straight shooting. I could never say that to anyone, could you? Like to a guy that I was interested in.
Yeah.
That's a bit too much. That's too full for me. Like I'd never do that.
So she was like, I think in my first confessional, they asked me, I think like the producer, obviously the people filming, they asked me who I liked, and I said Subin is totally my type, looks wise. So no wonder when he got picked. So this is what was interesting. When the Paradise name got called out as Subin, he just got up straight away, and he wasn't shocked. So I was like, how is he not shocked?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
I
we
knew
didn't
that
know
she
this
told him.
conversation, so it's good that we got the flashback, obviously, and they always do
Yeah,
this. The editing this season is extra sneaky. Do you
yeah,
not feel?
I love it.
They
I love it.
hide a lot more.
But I love they intensify the drama like that. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So no wonder he wasn't shocked, because she did show him that she liked him in that conversation.
Yeah,
So she also says, which was nice, that she did ask Hyeon for permission first.
yeah, yeah,
So she wasn't like Mina-sue. She was respectful. Um, so I guess they did the old switcheroo, like Hyeon and Minji going into the Paradise picking. They already knew that they were going to go for these different people or whatever.
yeah,
So the hosts say, hearing Minji's explanation as to why she picked Subin, they understand. Because also Seung-il did take a long time to make up his mind, so he did put her through a lot of stuff.
yeah,
And then Han-hae, one of the hosts, says, I get that she's curious about Subin, but does she really need to go be with another person to confirm her feelings for someone? And Jin-young says, I think that's just an excuse. I think she did have a second option the whole time, but she was just waiting to deploy it, I guess, when she needed to, which is true. You should have someone in your back pocket.
yeah, yeah,
Not like Mina-sue,
yeah, yeah.
like being out there with everyone at the same time, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I think there's nothing wrong with
and
any of
lying.
that.
I mean, she was out there with everyone, which is fine, but she was lying to everyone. This is
Yeah,
like Minji's being really upfront with
yeah,
everything.
yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with what Minji's done in this episode at all.
Yeah. So then Subin comes over and obviously leaves with Minji, and Hyeon is like on the side saying, "Fine, just go, whatever." Like, do you remember that bit? She was
Yeah,
like, "Go, it's fine, I'll
it
just
was
go."
nice and playful when like that it
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
too
flavor. She
much.
was like
Yeah,
really, she was sweet about it.
yeah,
I mean, she knew it was going to happen as well. So
yeah,
it's so good that she wasn't blindsided. That's the
yeah,
worst, because the blindsiding thing does happen a lot in this program, like in Singles Inferno in general. No one really asks permission from the girls, or the boys don't really ask permission from each other. They just do what they want to do.
yeah.
Like, this is the first time like people have been respectful for the same gender, you know?
It's the first person who's ever done
Yeah,
it.
first person, yeah.
That's why I love Minji
So,
so much. Team Minji.
so at this point, when they were leaving, I started to have thoughts of Subin and Minji might actually get along because of their sporting backgrounds. So
Yeah,
I was like, yes, they have similar
me too.
values. But then I was like, oh my God, they're going to find out that they're both from sporting backgrounds. They're going to find each
I
other's
wanted
jobs.
them to get
And they're
together
going to
from
be
the
like,
beginning.
wow. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is like taking a real, like, in the last 2 episodes, this is taking a real, like, or whatever, 2, 3
Yeah,
episodes, it's taking a real curveball. So then Heston says in her confessional, look, I'm not worried because I'm sure Subin and I are pretty sure about our feelings for each other, so I'm not that nervous. Like, she feels quite strong, that she feels like they're quite strong. At this point I was like, ooh, famous last words. So Go-eun says that's an interesting combination because they're back in the room, and she's like, oh, I guess her prediction came true. Mina-sue says, I think Seung-il going with me yesterday hit her pretty hard. So she's suggesting that she's doing it as payback, is what I'm thinking. Like,
yeah,
she's
because
suggesting
that's
to
not.
go and, like, she's
Yeah,
only doing it because she was jealous of me and him. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. She's trying to badmouth Minji again, and
yeah,
also, that's how she thinks in life. That's why she always
yeah,
thinks other people are coming from places of revenge and coming from like strategic, calculating places.
yeah.
Because that's what she
So
does.
then, exactly. So it worked actually because Go-eun then says, like, she's trying to, do you think she's trying to provoke Seung-il? And Mina-sue's like, yeah, it's possible. So she's trying to so now the guys haven't worked for her, so now she's got to stir up the girls to go
Yeah, no,
against
she
her.
did try and do the girls another time
She
as
has
well.
tried,
Before.
but she's
Yeah,
going back to that old tactic.
yeah,
So Seung-il's in his room and he's like, I'm ticked off. Like, they're holding hands. I'm totally pissed off. I haven't even held hands with anyone yet. I'm annoyed she's doing it before me. So he's just trying to like be like funny about it, kind of, but he's just ticked off that she is holding hands with someone else. It's not that he hasn't had a chance to with anyone before. I
yeah,
think he's just trying to be playful about it. So the host says, "Look, it's working already, Minji, because it's eating away at him that she's gone with someone else." So he's like, "This is necessary." The host, he says, like, you shouldn't always be a no. So the female host says, "Look, I think this is a necessary thing that Minji's done because you shouldn't always be available, sitting around waiting for the guy."
yeah. You shouldn't.
And which is true. one of the hosts thinks something could happen. So one of the hosts is saying, I think actually something could happen between Subin and Minji. And then the other hosts, some of the hosts are like, no way, like Subin's mind is firmly made up. I don't think there's going to be any chemistry between them.
No one's mind
What
is
did you
firmly
think?
made up apart from Jae-jin, and at this point I thought that they'd just go as like kind of friends and like just see what happens, and like, I don't
Minji,
know what's gonna
Subin.
happen. Yeah, I didn't know what was gonna happen really. I just left it to I
You
didn't
didn't
think
think
about it
that
too much.
something could happen? Did
Well,
you ever?
I didn't know, but I was just thinking
Would
that
have
maybe it was just like she needed to get away from him really, like from Seung-il because she's really
been.
angry and upset. I just thought, and she's attracted to this guy, so she just wanted to see what happens,
Well,
and have fun.
the thing that the host is saying is that they're saying it's working, like Seung-il's really upset, but that was a given. That was going to happen. It's not about him being. I mean, there may be some. She might be happy about him being irritated by it. That will be some sort of win for her. But I think it's more of her feelings and like making sure
Yeah.
she can get over the stuff. He was always going to be annoyed her going, and she knows that as well because he already confessed that it's you. I like you.
Hmm.
So, Joo-young chooses Jae-jin, and he looks really relieved when he gets picked. He grabs her hand straight away and asks, "Are you happy?" And she says, "Yes." And like straight away, they get into like a bit of like the way they talk is quite comfortable. I feel like it feels like they've been talking for a while, and it's like, "Oh yeah, we knew we were gonna do this." So
Yeah, like
very happy.
they boring me.
Yeah. So then Heston wasn't sure. So there's a bit of deliberation moment here. She was like, she's not sure who she would pick. She says at first, but then she picks Sung-Hun. So we get a bit of a double whammy for
But she said she was
Mina-sue.
always going to pick him. Later on, she said she was always going to.
But I thought she was going to pick Sung-Hun in this moment as well because I thought she was going to stick it to Mina-sue.
No, I thought she was going to pick Seung-il.
Oh no, I didn't. Why?
I don't know. I don't know
No,
why. I thought she'd piss off Mina-sue like that. Because Mina-sue just went
no,
with
but
him. But she
no.
just.
No.
Because no
But
one
she
knows.
knows
No,
that she
just.
likes
No,
Subin.
no,
Heston
but
by
she.
now knows that
But
Mina
Heston.
likes Subin after all that stuff in Paradise and
Yeah,
then that double
Subin,
date.
yeah. But Heston doesn't know that she likes Sung-hoon now. That's why it didn't make sense. That's why.
No, I just
She kept
thought
that to
no.
herself.
I think she does know because no, I think she knows that they're really tight. So she wants to be left with Sung-hoon as her like emotional support dog
Support.
thing.
Yeah.
But so anyway, and plus, I mean, Sung-hoon hasn't been, so maybe they're friends. Like they're tight. I just thought maybe they have a friendship or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's the safest option. Like we don't want to have creepy hands,
Oh,
Hyun-woo.
yeah.
We don't want Mr.
Hyun-woo.
Creepy Hand.
Serial killer.
Seung-il is like, already taken.
Oh yeah,
Then and so it's not going to be
yeah.
anything
Oh
for
no,
them.
yeah. Because she didn't want to take Seung-il because then Mina-sue, I mean not Mina-sue,
And
Minji
it's
would get
awkward for
angry.
Minji. Well, she
Yeah.
wouldn't be angry because they've already talked before, and she explained herself why she's taking um Subin. But I think it's just, yeah. I think she just thought
And
Sung-kun
she was
would be
curious
safe.
about him as well,
Like, and she
probably.
probably thinks of him as quite platonic. So I haven't. There's no chance for me developing feelings.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with some platonic because I'm more on Subin.
Yeah.
So then this for Mina-sue I felt like was a double whammy because obviously Sung-hoon's taken away, obviously Subin's taken away, and so
Yes, I was so
she does
happy. Weren't you happy? Were you like,
the
yes,
female
revenge at last?
the, the female host initially thought it would be Hyun-jae, one of the
Yeah, I
female
thought
hosts,
maybe,
the
yeah.
one with the short hair,
Yeah,
and then the other
maybe.
guy was like, "Stop projecting your own feelings onto the show," because she said that she likes him, from before, like not like that, but she says
Yeah, but he's very
he's
likable. He's really nice. That was
yeah.
like,
So the hosts were like, just when she's about to get something going on with when he's about to get something going on with Mina-sue, he gets plucked out of Inferno. So it's just not meant to be, I guess. Mina-sue grabs her pillow and she like punches it, and she's like,
oh yeah.
and yeah, she gets really annoyed by it. And
You remember
then
I sent you that gift the other day of Mina-sue punching the pillow?
yeah, so then Heston he comes out and Heston says no, Sung-Gun says, I guess it's going to be awkward in the helicopter, right? And Heston says, no, it won't. Before this happened, I said I wanted to go to paradise with you, even if even if I was in first place. So she's trying to reassure him to say, like, don't worry, it's not going to be weird between me and Subin. I'm going to like give you a fair chance. And he was like, oh, really? You're going to pick me even if you were first? And the host say she could have done. So the host at this point, this is when they were like, she could have done this to get back at Mina-sue. So
Yeah,
I
maybe
just think
a
there's
bit of
elements of
everything.
it.
And I think she was curious about what he did as well, because he's the only person that hasn't gone.
Yeah, yeah. So Mina-sue says, "Oh, I'm really worried. What if he falls for her?" And then Ha-eun says, "No, I don't think his feelings are going to change." Then Mina-sue says, I'm so pissed off right now. I feel like all the guys are being taken away from me one by one. It's all about you. It's the
Loser.
Mina-sue show. It's the Mina-sue show.
Such a loser.
So the host just say, "Well, you should have treated him better then.
Yeah, exactly,
You should have
exactly.
treated them better than those guys, so
But
they wouldn't have gone
she
for it."
works on the mantra, keep treat him mean and keep him keen.
Yeah, yeah. So then Jin-young says, "Is this the day where karma finally balances out?" Which I do understand what he's trying to say,
Yeah,
because
because Mina-sue's
like
been in terror.
everyone's getting their comeuppance.
Yeah.
Seung-il's getting his comeuppance.
Oh yeah,
Mina's
yeah, yeah,
getting his
yeah. Everyone
comeuppance.
is.
So everyone's got to be put in their place, basically. So Subin and Heston end up being next to each other on the helicopter, and it's always the people that have that weird attraction to each other in the middle, and then the people on the periphery are like on the outside. So he actually helps her with her seat. So he puts the seatbelt on, and then he sneakily helps Heston with her seatbelt. And I think that's their version of saying, "I'm still thinking about you."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, they always do those little things
Yeah.
So the helicopter then tilts, and then they're all mucking around. Like Minji and Subin are like, ah, and they like bang into each other. And then Subin leans into Hessun, and then they like look at each other for a moment, and they have a little like
Yeah, that was cute.
staring thing. That was cute, yeah. So then in that moment, I was like, oh, Subin really does actually like her. Like, I know he likes her, but
I
I
don't
was
think
like,
he still likes her that much. Like, there's not been anything from his end. Like, remember the date they went on, and he was like, "Oh wait, calm down, we're not dating," and stuff like that. Remember? And he put his
no, but
hands
then
up
they
like
got in the
that.
car and stuff, and they were like so cute.
I know that's because he was drunk, because he'd had lots of alcohol by then. That's what I
No,
think.
I think they've spent a lot of time together over Mina-sue was right in the beginning with
Yeah, but
Pat.
she had to force him to like her all this time. Like, she grinded him down until he liked her.
I
So
think
I
that's
think,
how it was edited. I don't think she was like, yeah, yes, that's how it looked to us. Like, she was like,
yeah,
Subin, Subin. But she had no choice but to show him that she was interested. Like, she did the right thing. I don't know. So then Minji leans into Subin and says, so she whispers in his ear, like, "I'm really curious about your age." And he says, "Well, you're going to find out soon." And that's when I was like, oh no, Minji, he's actually younger than Seung-il.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's so off-putting.
He's like
Like,
23 or something.
because she had to get over that Seung-il was young,
Oh
and like
yeah.
Subin's like one of the youngest, so she's gonna be like, oh no,
But they
that's gonna
didn't.
be
I didn't hear them talking about the ages.
yeah, they don't, yeah, it doesn't end up being a thing. So
Yeah.
then Hester notices them whispering to each other, so she starts whispering in Sung-hoon's ear, and she's like, "Oh, do you like traveling?" And he's like, "Yes, I travel a lot." And he says his favorite place is Greece. I want to get married there one day, he says. And then
That was
Subin,
interesting. Subin heard that something that they were
Jin-young
whispering.
looks over. He's listening to them, and he looks over. The female hosts say Sung-hoon might fall for Heston, as she has a different kind of appeal to Mina-sue, which was just a really blanket
Maybe.
statement. But I mean, like, I don't know how they got that out of nowhere. I
Well,
would never say that
she's
before.
better than Mina-sue. It's better for him to fall for her than it is for Mina-sue.
Yeah. Also, if when I think about it, Heston actually asks, like, some of the contestants actually ask questions about like the other people's life and what they like.
Yeah,
Mina-sue is all about like, do you
because
like me? Where are your feelings? Like, there's not. Can you find out some information about these people? Like,
because
it's
she's
always about like,
egocentric
yeah,
and she's a
yeah.
narcissist. She has a narcissistic personality disorder, and she's also like got some other like issues of craziness. Maybe
Like,
she's
I
like
genuinely
got
like to hear
psychopathy
more
or
about
something.
people than talk about myself. But
Yeah,
that's
I like to learn about others. I like to
I
learn.
love to like hear about people like.
Yeah,
But I think, but some people are either way. Like, some people want to talk about themselves all the time, and some people just want to hear. Like,
if
but
it's
some
just a
people want
new
to listen.
person that you're getting to know and that you're interested in, I want to
But
like know
how would you know
everything
you're
about
gonna
them.
like them if you don't find out about them?
Yeah, but when you
Exactly.
want to know everything about them, if you like someone, you want to know everything about them. That's how
Yeah,
I
and then you
feel.
can make it's like an informed decision, I
Yeah.
guess. So So then I was like, at this point, I was like, wait a minute. I started like putting dots together. I was like, he's going to find out she speaks English. Because up until this point, has she been hiding it? Because they've never talked about in Inferno that, and he's never spoken to her in English. They've never shown anything. He only
Yeah,
speaks
we
in
don't know.
English
We
to
don't know.
Mina-sue.
We might have a
So I was
flashback or
like,
something later.
oh my god, she goes to uni in the States and she speaks English and she lived in Canada. So I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be so shocked when she speaks English, and lives in the US. So I was like, oh, this could turn. I was like, hey, because
We
that's
got
the only
something
thing that drew
common.
him to Mina-sue in the first place. But there's another option,
Yeah,
for him to go to. Because that's why he clung on to Mina-sue, because I think he felt safe in the first
yeah,
place. And then
yeah,
it just became something more because she kept drawing him back in.
yeah.
But there's another option
Unfortunately,
here. So I was really excited to find out how their date went and like how
yeah.
they when they found out about things.
Me too. Me
So
too. I was excited about that date.
so then they start eating. So they go to the hotel and this is Hee-sun and Sung-Hun, and they start eating and he's like loving the food. Like you can really see like he's like, oh
Yeah,
my
because he's
god.
been in Inferno for so
I
long.
know. I felt so bad for him. And the hosts were like, just enjoy yourself. Like this is your first time
Oh,
here, like make the most of it. And so he go then straight away Sung-Hun's like, so tell me about your life. And which I think was really nice as well. Like he
yeah.
didn't say like, oh, who are your options and all that stuff. So she was like, well, I was born in Korea, but then my family moved to Canada when I was in fourth grade.
And
And then I
his
went,
ears pricked up immediately. He
yeah,
was like, "What?"
and then I went to uni in the States. And he caught his attention straight away. And he asks, oh, which one? And she says Carnegie Mellon. And he says, whoa, we definitely have mutual contacts then. So then the hosts are like, oh, the fact that he knows the uni and he's saying they're mutual contacts, he must be some sort of academic as well. And then
Is he talking
Sung-Hun
about
says,
mutuals like on Facebook? Because we're like,
yeah,
mutual.
mutuals. But yeah, everyone talks like they're robot, like they're on the like they're computer people
Yeah,
now. Like you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I know.
like
I know.
like it's like the LOL. People used to only say that in message, and now people say LOL in
Yeah,
person. Like it's
weird,
so
isn't it?
stupid.
So strange.
So Sung-Hun says, I can't believe there's someone like you in CMU. I should have gone there too. Like, I guess he was saying, like, you're so pretty and you've got everything going for you and you've got brains. And they start
Yeah,
laughing. And then he guesses her major as computer science. And then she finds out it's information systems and he says, oh, damn, you're a total genius. And then at this point, I was like, oh no, actually, you know what? She might realize Subin's too stupid for her.
yeah.
After talking to him. So I was like, oh
But
god,
I
it
don't
might
think
be a
she
bit too
can. She's
mutual.
caught up in lust. She's caught up
Yeah,
in lust.
he's excited that she could speak English, and she'll be excited that she can have an intellectual
Yeah,
conversation with someone. So I was like, oh, this could actually work. So then he's like, other people may not realize, but may not know about Carnegie Mellon here because obviously they're all from Korea. But he was like, I know Carnegie Mellon is a very prestigious school, like it's top 10.
yeah,
And then Sung-Hun starts like, I feel like in this moment he's like fishing to like for her to ask him where he goes, what he does, but she doesn't really say anything. So he's like, I know that school really well. I was gonna go there myself, but I picked somewhere different. And she just says, but she still doesn't ask him where he went. So then he's like, oh, well, what do you think I studied? And like to get some attention.
oh,
And since she's not gonna ask. So he was like, well, what do you think I studied? And then she's like, I can't guess. And then he says maths and computer science. And then so they're very similar in studies. And he says he went to university in California, Berkeley. And then he was like, I went to work for Google in California as an AI developer, and now I work in New York as a hedge fund trader, a quant trader. So that is money, 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 money.
I told you. I found out. I think he was rich.
You found out?
No, the people on other podcasts were like, he's rich anyway, so let's not feel too sorry for him.
If you live in New York, and then they were showing the way he was walking in his suit. They kept, in the beginning when he first
Oh
came
yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I knew he had money from that.
you could tell, you can't live in New York, and like the fact that he's from Korea and all that kind of stuff. You could just tell that he had money.
No, but now looking back at the whole season, like he's been very humble. Don't you
Oh
think?
yeah, that's exactly what I thought. He could be someone that is like really up in, because I'm sure there are like people
Yeah.
in the same profession as him that are really up their own
In
arses.
New York, everyone's up their arse.
Oh,
And
100%.
also in Korea, if you've
And they
got
just think
money
that
and
they could throw
status,
money at everything and that
you
money
know,
will get the girls.
Yeah,
kind of
but
attitude.
you know, money and status in Korea is like people just like throw things around like I'm better than you because I got money as well. They do that a lot there as well. It's very capitalist society there.
But that's where I
Um,
think this
and
program is really good because people do judge people on their careers. So
yeah,
this
yeah,
way you get to know people and you pick the people based on just natural kind of chemistry
yeah.
rather than like judging them for their pocket and stuff, you know?
But also in the beginning of the show, do you remember the first episode when they were walking up to that? They had to him and Mina-sue had to get the stuff out of the garden thing, and it said something kitchen.
They were garden gnomes.
No, it said garden kitchen or something like that, and he
Yeah.
was like garden kimchi garden. And he was like kimchi garden, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
can't he read? He's from America.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
thought he
so
was
the
going to be a dummy at first,
yeah.
and he turns out to be a
No,
what's it
yeah.
called? A hedge fund, something
Trader. Yeah.
trader,
Quant
yeah,
trader, yeah.
quad trader,
So
quant or quad.
quant.
Oh, okay.
So then the hosts are really impressed and they say he's totally confident and they say he's really that they're really impressed. And Sung-Hun says in his little you know when they have the little thing where they
Professional.
talk about their profession, he says he's totally confident in his job and in his trade. So when I heard that I was like, yeah, you're really confident in your job, but you're not with girls. That makes sense. Some people are.
No, I
Like
think
some
it's
people
just no. I don't think it was that he's not. Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah.
I don't think he's the type of person to also even if they did show their professions first. I don't think he comes across as a person to be like like use his job as like a way to get girls.
But I did
I
hear
don't.
in other people talking about in podcasts, they were like, oh, like his ex-girlfriend's come out saying that he cheated on her and stuff.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay.
So that's something we're gonna have
That's
to
lots of
delve into after we
sticking
finish watching
in.
the whole season. You know, we have to do our deep dive research and all these people
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the whole
Oh, I've
season's
got so
over.
much to research after this. I'm excited. Yeah,
Me too.
I can't do anything now because
Yeah,
obviously I
you
don't
don't
want
want
to
any
ruin it. But
spoilers. I don't want any
yeah.
spoilers either.
So then Da-hee, the host that's the actress, says that I played a quantum trader in a role before, like in a role that she had previously. And she was like, from doing the research, I know the pay is huge. Like it's basically director level kind of stuff. Then Heston and Sung-gun reiterate how similar they are. They're like, oh my God, we've got similar professions. Like, and she's like, you're like my future. Like what I would want, what I'm going to be when I'm old, when I'm like when I graduate. And she said, and then Hessen says, you're a high, and then he says to Hessen, you're a high achiever, Hessen. And she says, you're even more so. Um, and this makes Sungmin's optician job look pathetic now, don't you think?
Yeah.
I just thought like, wow, I was thinking about all the other professions and I was like, Sungmin looks the worst because Sungmin looks the worst because the other guys are athletes and it's still cool, you know.
No, but I don't
Um,
think there's anything wrong with the optician, but I think that he's a very, very boring optician. That's what's wrong with him. You could be an optician and you could be interesting, but that man is just so boring and he just can't stop talking. He's just like
yeah.
too chatty and everything. And oh
I
God, I
think
can't
it's
stand him.
also the voice they give him. He's like, you know, like they give
Yeah,
him a voice
because
like
he is
this.
like that. He just keeps talking and won't shut up, and he keeps like trapping going everywhere. Like it's just like sickening. He's sickening to
Setting
me.
traps. Setting
That's why
traps.
I call him a boring optician because he just keeps talking. It's boring. There's nothing of
Yeah.
substance in him.
Yeah. So he asks so then Sung-Hoon asks Hesed, are you planning on going back like to the States? And she says, yeah, of course I'm going back. And he says, well, I'll see you there then. And she says, well, my plane is only 1 hour from you because she's in Carnegie Mellon's in Pennsylvania. And he says, look, I feel so close to you now. I mean, I know a lot about you. Again, that's just like the Mina-sue effect, like where he was like, oh, you speak English. I'm like so connected to
Yeah.
you.
But also, I think she feels like good about the situation as well because like she
Mm.
can get advice about like this is a future job she wants and stuff like that. So she feels like
Yeah,
she's got a
yeah.
good contact as well. I don't think it's
So
she's seeing
this
it in a
could be like a
romantic way.
Hopper energy, like an actual Oppa energy, like you're
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
older brother
yeah.
kind of thing.
Oppa, oppa.
So he says he's only in Korea for a bit, just for the show. And he says he's got a good idea. So then he says, look, I've got a good idea of your age now because you told me you're a student. Um, so he guesses her age right, which was what, 24 or something, 23.
23.
And he was like, yeah, I obviously knew because you said you were in college, you're a college student. And she says, well, if you've been working, you've graduated, you're post grad, you've been working all these years here and there. She was like, you must be 28. And he was like, yeah, I am. So she
Then
says
he did the
she,
math and he's like 5 years.
yeah, he's like, it's 5 years. So then she's like, he was like, well, what did you think about my age? And she was like, well, I expected you to be around that age, to be fair. And she says, at first I did think you were quite young right in the beginning, but after speaking to you in Inferno, I realized you didn't seem that young because you seem to have like experience, like worldly experience. So the hosts say this coupling seems actually really balanced, the way they're talking, and they seem quite stable, and they both live in the US. So this seems like the couple with the most potential. But then Da-hee turns to the female host and is like, but you realize Mina-sue is also in the US too.
Yeah.
And they all start laughing.
That's the problem. That's the problem. The chaos demon is there.
But she is actually
She's gonna go after Sung-Hun with a vengeance, with a fire vengeance. I think.
Yeah.
As soon as she sees him.
So that is the thing. I was like, when the whole Subin thing died down, I was like, oh, I guess it's like going to be no drama now for her. She'll just pursue Sung-hun and that would just be a thing. But now she's got a reason to be more chaotic again. So we'll see.
Yeah. Demon comes out again. Gonna flare its ugly head. The demon.
Yeah. It's going to. What is the word when animals want to attract other? They're going to.
Oh, I just call it peacocking because the peacock.
Peacocking. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
the peacock opens its feathers.
Yeah.
To attract a mate.
Yes. So now we go to back in Inferno. Ye-jin and Seung-il are talking, and Ye-jin asks him, "Where do your feelings stand now?" And he says, "I'm all in on Minji." She says, "So the trip when you went with Mina-sue, it clarified your feelings for her." And he says, "Yeah, I thought I'd have to go there to get to know for sure." So she was like, "So did you guys manage to have a real talk today?" And he says, "Yeah, I wanted to chat to her right away because there was a paradise coupling, but something weird happened. I noticed the two of them chatting, so I was like, as in Subin. I had no idea she was interested in him." Which, to be fair, at this point I was like, Seung-il has, up until this point, kept Minji in the loop the whole time about Mina-sue. And I guess it was for him a bit of a blindsiding thing and he could have think that maybe she was playing with him and making him jealous because he was like, I didn't know, like she never told me she liked him. Like if she did, I would be like, fine, there was always a chance. So in that moment, I did feel a bit bad for him. Huh?
I think so what, he deserves it. That's what I think.
But I mean, if that was an argument to be made, he could easily say to her, like, you just went with him to spite me because you never told me about him.
Maybe he might say that.
If she comes back and says, I have like deep feelings, he's gonna be like, what? How could that happen? Like, I thought you were just making me jealous. And you like trying to stick it to me. Because it is kind of, but she's also saying I've had these feelings from the beginning for him. So why didn't you mention that? Why didn't you mention it to Seung-il?
I don't know what happened.
Minji said, like, I was also curious about him from the beginning. That's why I picked Subin. It wasn't just to be because I wasn't resentful. So I was like a bit conflicted in this moment because I was like, well, it is true that Seung-il was honest from the beginning. The only one thing he did was didn't approach her straight away after Paradise. Still, he's not been dodgy with girls, is what I mean. But he can be like, oh, you kept this in your back pocket. You've been hiding this from me. We'll see.
So far. And who knows what will happen in the next coming episodes and stuff like that.
So he says, to be honest, after talking to her, I felt pretty confident. Not because I thought she'd choose me, but because I felt like I'd done all I could. But he was thinking about in the room and realized, like, I guess all bets are off. I don't know what, like, now that she's gone with Subin, anything could happen. I don't know what would happen between them. So he is a bit like, oh no, if I was going to go with her, I guess it would have been then. She must have feelings for him. Anyway, I feel like after listening to him, I feel like Minji should have been more mad with Mina-sue than him. Apart from the fact that he didn't come back and reassure her. I don't know. Like I don't know. He hasn't done anything wrong in the way of how he's been moving with the girls.
Yeah,
so I think she should be more. I feel like she should be more angry with Mina-sue than Seung-il. What do you think about that statement? She should be more angry with Mina-sue than Seung-il.
Yeah, but Seung-il did a really bad thing because he didn't reassure her.
Yeah, but I think also
and he knows that she was tense and upset and worried about the situation.
Yeah, but I think that the whole conversation with Mina-sue straight away after Paradise with Minji also riled up Minji more and gave her more anger, and I think she is partly taking that anger that she has from Mina-sue out on Seung-il.
No, I think he deserves it.
Because if she had approached Seung-il before as well, just because she, out of not being bitter, like, and just to get clarification, like I said, like, she should have just gone to Seung-il first as well. then I think she would have still picked him.
Okay, let's agree to
Paradise.
disagree.
Yeah. Okay, so Minji says, you know what's weird? I thought whilst I'm here in paradise, I'd be okay. So they end up in the pool, Minji and Subin, in the
I didn't
evening.
expect to get like they were getting this close and this and that.
Yeah.
This was
So they
shocking.
were
It
in the
shocked me.
pool. They were in the pool, and then she was like, you know what's weird? I thought whilst I'm here in paradise, I'd be wondering about what's going on with the people in Inferno, but I'm not like thinking about them. I'm not. And he says, I'm thinking about Hyeon. Because she's like, what about you? And he says, well, I am thinking about Hyeon. I think about her every day. So she's like, so how much do you like her? And she then says, I'm not thinking about Seung-il. Maybe because I didn't see him the whole time whilst I was in Inferno and he was in Paradise. So I've not had like a couple of days with him. So it was like outside, out of mind. And so now I'm here, I'm just enjoying myself. And he's still
Yeah.
outside, out of mind. So I'm not really thinking about him. He says, in my case, Subin says, well, in my case, I was just with Hyeon like yesterday in Paradise. So it's heavily on my mind. She says, look, I was surprised by how much fun I had with Subin in her confessional. I wasn't expecting that our dating styles and the way of thinking would be so similar, like our romantic sensibilities are so similar. She just felt like they work well together.
Yeah.
And we were really compatible. But I don't know, like these things, how can you tell in such short space of time?
You
Like,
just feel
everyone's gonna the say the
attraction
right
from
things
like,
in the moment, you know what I
you know,
mean?
when you like meet someone, like even if it's like a platonic friendship or something, and like you have so much in common with them and you like instantly like feel like you're close to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that like, and you're like, oh my god, I love this person, they're amazing, like they're so cool, and like I want to definitely be like, you know, I want to like do more things with them and like be friends with them, and you know,
Yeah.
it's like
So
that.
how they reference that they have similar romantic sensibilities is this flashback that they have where they're talking about we're not the type to be like calculating all the time with our girlfriend or boyfriend. They talk about that's what.
But Subin did do a tit for tat thing so many times with Mina-sue, and he
Yeah,
was like, he was trying to. So that's not really true. He was trying
yeah,
to like, you know, turn the knife and what's it called? Do cunning things like you know she was doing, but that was
yeah,
because he was giving what he got. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. And then she was like saying to him like, if you're busy liking each other, how do you have time for being calculating? So I guess she picks up on the fact that this is obviously something of Mina-sue as well. Like you can tell the people that are calculating,
Yeah.
and she's like, I don't have time for that. Like, so she
Do you
feels
think she
like
was trying to make a
Subin's the
reference to
same.
Mina-sue to him there in that situation?
Yeah, and I think she's also like probably thinking about Seung-il and thinking like these guys are like so calculating sometimes the way they move.
Yeah.
Like I don't have time for that. Like I'm just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I want to be with who I'm
That's how I
with.
felt like. I
Yeah,
felt like that was calculating the way Seung-il didn't tell her straight away and things
but
like
he
that.
wasn't being calculating.
Okay,
You just
that's
know he's
your
not.
opinion.
But
We can all
what he's
have our
calculating about, there
opinions.
was nothing to be calculating about because he said, I'm throwing in the towel before he left and got up from Mina-sue.
Okay, let's just
What
agree
is
to
it? And
disagree.
he knows he's got Minji, so there's no point in being calculating. He doesn't have
You
to
know,
keep
but it
Minji on
is
her
a
toes.
calculating move, not telling her straight away. You know.
I don't think it was calculating. I think he was hungry and he just sat there and he was talking to us in front of him. And he
Okay,
didn't even
okay,
think.
then he's just dumb. Okay, he's just dumb.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I think so. So then she says, look, I'm even more intrigued now than I thought I would be, honestly, with Subin. So the hosts are like, oh my God, this is not good. But they don't see any chemistry necessarily between them.
I saw chemistry. Like
It's just more
she
like
was really
like-minded
interested.
people.
She was really interested, I think, in Subin at this point. You could tell she's like getting like in her feels about stuff, and like she was like flirting
So
with him and stuff.
no, okay, so I got this wrong. The hosts say, oh, this doesn't, oh no, like this is not good because she's getting redirected, her attention's getting redirected to Subin. But this is what I thought. I didn't see chemistry. I just thought it was like-minded people. That's not sexy. That's just like-minded people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can tell that Minji was getting excited. She was getting excited.
She is, but I think it's misdirected. I think she's misinterpreting her feeling.
Okay, maybe.
So then Minji's shocked to hear Subin was an athlete because that also came out. Obviously, I was excited to hear about that as well.
Yeah.
And she's like comes forward in her seat when she realizes she's like, oh my God,
Yeah, but
you're a former athlete. He said he was a professional baseball player, obviously for 10 years, which we know.
they've got so much in common that
Yeah.
she's thinking.
And then in her confessional, she was like, oh my God, it's the first time I found someone who matched me in every single way from A to Z. So I was really surprised. And it hit her.
Excitement, that's excitement.
Yeah. She tells him, I do track. And he says, oh, that's impressive. It's a sport where you constantly have to test your limits. And she says, yeah, every day is an eternal battle. He says, when I was an athlete, I always competed against myself, which I think this is very true of athletes.
Yeah.
This is why they break down, like, we watch quite a bit of tennis and stuff. Like, you can see it's not always the fact that you get ebbs and flows in sport mean that you're actually battling yourself, not the
Yeah.
opponent.
Especially
And
like
so
single
they
player
can,
games. Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? Not single player
yeah,
games,
like,
but not group sports.
yeah, not team sports.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
that's
more
it.
like
Team sports, not
individual.
group.
Yeah. So she was like, all I could think of while we were there was that there was someone like Zubin that's actually so great inside, so great inside, and how can someone be so similar to me? Like she's really like feeling like this
Yeah,
connection with him,
excitement. Some
and the hosts
some
agree, like they're
electricity.
so similar. She says, "Man, we're so similar," and Subin says, "Yeah, this is bad," and they start laughing. Um, and she starts doing like a flirtatious laugh, like it's a different kind of giggle.
Yeah,
Did you
that's what
notice that? She's
the
like,
host say that. The host say that. She's
yeah.
playing.
And she's turning on her charm a lot, they say, the host
Yeah,
say. So by the pool, they're by the pool again, and then Subin says, because that was like kind of like a flashback within
yeah.
that conversation. And Subin's like, this is so nice. And she's like, I don't want to go. And he was like, I don't want to go back. And then she asks, look, has there been a change in your preference? Like
Oh,
after
this
all
was
this?
really bold of her. Like I would never
Yeah.
have the balls to do that.
And he clarifies what from today. And then
I
the
think he's
host,
trying to
the,
turn
the
her
host,
down
the host,
nicely.
yeah, the host say that it's going to be a no. And in that moment, I was like, it's going to be a no as well. He says, look, I
He's
think I
thinking
need to
about
give
it a
it more
lot.
time. He says, I need to give it more time and some more thought. So that was a nice way of like
Yeah,
saying no,
turning
I
her
guess.
down. Yeah.
I think personally,
Don't make a
for
cute couple.
a girl athlete like her, I think they are more likely to be attracted to a fellow athlete. But
Yeah.
I don't think guy athletes feel the same. I
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
generally, if I think about the world, I don't think guy athletes see another girl athlete and think, "Wow, she's my type." I think
No, they
they're
don't. They
attracted to
don't.
any girl, but girls are like if I like in general, I find athletes attractive.
Yeah.
So if I was a girl athlete, I think that's even more of like a
Yeah. Up
wow,
the ante.
ups the ante. But guys don't. He just thinks, "Wow, she's an athlete." Like he didn't have a massive reaction to
Yeah,
her,
yeah.
like that
She
to
was
think
like
to
ding ding
turn me
ding ding
on.
ding.
Yeah, it's not going to turn a guy athlete on to know that you're an athlete. In fact, it's
Yeah.
probably more of a deterrent for them because it's more
Yeah.
competitive and they want someone that's a little bit less like that. It's
Yeah.
easier to be with a girl that's not
More
competitive
submissive.
and not, yeah, exactly. She's strong, like, female athletes are strong.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, all these things where she's like, we're so similar. Oh my God, oh my God. He's not
Yeah.
on
And
that
she's
level
getting
at
really
all.
excited, and
Yeah,
he's on a different level.
yeah. She's not reading the room like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like maybe
So,
it might be a Sungmin kind of situation when she was with Sungmin in the beginning. Remember when she was like
yeah,
laying
yeah,
it on
yeah,
thick?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about such a long time ago. So he's like,
She
I
gets
don't think
excited
there's,
too quickly.
yeah. So she's like, he says, I don't think that there's been a change yet in my preference, but I did have a moment of clarity about it. And then she says, and then he asks her the question back, what about you? Have you got to change your preference? And she's like, well, look, my heart belongs to Seung-il, but it's been seriously tested today because I didn't think that we click so well and have such identical values. So I'm suddenly uncertain. Um, I'm gonna have to think about it more about what my true feelings are because right now I really like Seung-il, but he's also caused me a lot of pain. So even more telling that he's the one. Like I feel like if he's causing you so much, like if you're really hurt by him, you obviously really like him because of that one
Yeah, but
moment that
you don't want to keep
he
going
didn't
back to
come to
being
you straight
hurt.
away and explain himself because he has it since then. He has explained himself. They sat down and he was like, "Look, you're the one."
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
let's
know,
go to
but
paradise.
you
Let's go
just
to paradise
feel.
together. So she's still hanging on to
Yeah,
feeling
but
that he kept it. He didn't come to her straight away.
yeah, but that's what she feels like. If he didn't do it, if he's done it once, he might do it again. Like some kind of like
What?
misunderstanding
Delay talking to
situation.
her.
Yeah, no, delay talking, no, delay telling her a piece of crucial information like that later on in their relationship. Like
Oh
they
my
might get
god,
their
it's a bit
wires
excessive. It's a
crossed.
bit
Like he
excessive.
might be out with one of his friends, and then he might
Oh,
bump into one of
that's
his
so
girlfriends,
excessive.
like one of his ex-girlfriends or a friend that's a close girl. So, and then he might not explain it to her, and she might see a picture of them two together, and he might like say, "Oh, I'll explain to her tomorrow," and then she might spiral,
That is so
stuff like
far
that.
fetched, but
No,
okay.
it could happen. I feel for her. I think it's right
So
for
then
her.
Subin says, "You strike me as a really sincere person. So if in your current situation, you were to change your mind now that you're here with me and say that I'm no, you have a different preference, it would feel insincere."
Yeah, he's trying to say that don't go there because I'm not interested.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Putting all the walls up.
Yeah,
He's building. He's
yeah,
in.
yeah, but
Yeah,
very, very like
in a
softly.
sweet way. Yeah.
Yeah,
So she says, "Right now I'm having a lot of fun with you," and he says, "Me too. I think." She says, "I think I need to take the time to see how I feel about these things on my own. Like I need to just get back to get back to the room, just like think." And she was like, "You should too. Like deliberate, I guess. I think you're being tested too, by the way, because of me, don't you think?" She's saying like, "Look, I have something going for me. Don't act like I don't have any. Like I'm not like you're not slightly interested." She was like, "I think you're being tested," and they laugh, and he's like, she's like, "Don't laugh, damn it." She was like, "I'm embarrassed now because you should say like, yeah, 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 you are a catch as well."
oh
And then
god.
Han-hae, the host, thinks that Minji is attracted to Subin, but
Yeah,
Subin's not attracted to her.
yeah, that's what I think at this point as well.
Yeah. So, and then Da-hee, the host, says, "I don't think she's attracted to him." She says, "I think she's still mad at Seung-il and is hurt by him. But when she
Well, two
returns
things
to
can be
find
true
out,
at once, but I think she's
but when
both.
yeah,
Yeah,
but when she returns to Inferno, she'll still be with him at the end." That's
yeah,
what Da-hee thinks.
maybe.
And one
You
of the
know.
other hosts thinks that she's totally infatuated by Subin. Um, so the other female says it's like she thinks it's a 50-50 split. So they're all kind of like, not sure. Should we?
Oh yeah, yeah. So like, share, comment, everything. Share with your friends and family, all on social media and all that stuff. 5 stars. Give us a 5-star review. That's really, really important to us on whatever you listen to podcasts, but also on other social media platforms too. Bye. We'll be back with part 3. Bye.
Bye.